To get him.
Try to keep your cool.
That was fun. I want to go barf.
Because the Really Loud House is back with all new episodes. New nicknames.
I'm gonna call you Eggs, because you're so easy to beat.
I'm gonna call you Lynn, because that's your name.
New hairstyles.
I don't like it.
Sigh.
Same old tough love.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. I love you guys. Sweet dreams. Desserts in the fridge.
Keep calm and don't miss brand new episodes of the Really Loud House. March.
Or in the back, even the pockets, by the way, you can
He will return. 1 year has passed. Blood, horror, and death. Be prepared. The world will be nothing but a bloody planet. The end is near. Nothing will stop him. He will claim this planet as his own nation.
The civil authorities have issued a child abduction emergency for the following counties/areas: Humboldt, NV. Beginning at 4:42 p.m. and ending at 7:16 p.m. Message from Keeks. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Winnemucca Police Department. The Winnemucca Police Department are looking for Lower Callaway, white, female, 8 years old, 4 feet 3 inches, 67 pounds, blonde hair, dark blue eyes, and wearing a white shirt, light green shorts, white Nike shoes. The Winnemucca Police Department are looking for Mason Callaway, white, male, 8 years old, 4 feet 5 inches, 65 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes, black and white Nike shoes, blue Super Mario Bros shirt, and tan-colored shorts. The suspect has not yet been identified as of now. Police believe that these children are in extreme danger. If you find any details of the suspect, call the Winnemucca Police Department. The civil authorities have issued a child abduction emergency for the following counties/areas: Multnomah, or. Beginning at 2:59 p.m. and ending at 4:02 p.m. Message from KKCW. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Oregon Department of Public Safety. The Portland Police Department is searching for Thomas Miller, white, male, 11 years old, 4 feet 6 inches, 85 pounds, black hair, dark green eyes, wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog shirt, blue jeans, green Vans shoes. The suspect for this abduction is currently unknown at this time. Law enforcement officials believe that the child is either in grave or extreme danger. If you have any information about the suspect or the child, call the Portland Sheriff's Office. The civil authorities have issued a child abduction emergency for the following counties/areas: Utah, UT. Beginning at 5:38 p.m. and ending at 7:51 p.m. Message from KENZ. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Provo Police Department. The Provo Police Department is searching for Justin Pack, Asian, male, 10 years old, 4 feet 8 inches, 82 pounds, black hair, dark blue eyes, light blue Adidas shirt, black jeans, white Nike Air Forces. The suspect of this abduction is not identified at this time. Law enforcement believe that the child is in extreme danger. It is unknown on when Justin Pack was abducted, or when he was last seen. If you have any information regarding this information, call the Provo Police Department.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Phoenix Police Department and the Phoenix Emergency Management. This is an extreme danger alert for residents in the city of Phoenix. At this time, It is being reported by the police that a bomb emitting a red glowing shockwave with a fire with the same color was detonated, and has caused major damage to the city of Phoenix and surrounding areas, while also causing a major fire to spread rapidly around the area, and anyone that came into contact with the fires would disintegrate and disappear without a trace. It is currently unknown on how this type of bomb explosion occurred, or where it was planted. Multiple people have died as a result of this situation. As of right now, a shelter-in-place order is being put into effect until the fires have been put out. In addition, rumors are coming in that a dangerous individual named Midnight Shadowtail is responsible for this attack, as a similar event has almost occurred last year. These rumors are said to be false at this time, but there is a probability that these rumors could be true. More information will follow via media outlets and radio stations.
Thank you for listening to NOAA Weather Radio. The National Weather Service is your official source for weather information and warnings. For additional information, please visit our website at weather.gov/flags. Civil danger for the city of Flagstaff. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Flagstaff Police Department. An extremely dangerous situation is currently taking place in the city of Flagstaff at this time. An explosion has occurred at the downtown Flagstaff area along with many fires in the color of red, destroying a majority of downtown Flagstaff along with engulfing the city of Flagstaff. Many deaths, injuries, and casualties have been reported as well. These fires are causing many buildings and homes to disintegrate into nothing in its path. In addition, many people outside of the downtown Flagstaff area are also reporting dead bodies with heads being completely cut off, many gunshot and stab wounds, sliced up bodies, puddles of blood, and police being killed as well. It is still unknown if the suspect responsible for all these deadly events is Midnight Shadowtail, as the rumors are still believed to be false at this time, but is subjected to change if he is found by police. Stay tuned for any more information via media outlets as the situation develops. Civil danger for the city of Flagstaff. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Flagstaff Police Department.
The civil authorities have issued a civil danger warning for the following counties/areas: Clark, NV. Beginning at 9:10 a.m. and ending at 10:38 a.m. Message from KNYT: this is an extreme danger alert for the entire city of Las Vegas. An explosion has been reported with a large fire in the color red engulfing the city of Las Vegas as well as destroying a large portion of Las Vegas. It was also confirmed that anyone that came into contact with these fires would immediately die and disintegrate into a red smoke-like substance. These fires are also disintegrating many buildings across the city of Las Vegas, never to be seen again. In addition, many disturbing reports have come from the Las Vegas police that people were found dead with heads being completely decapitated, many gunshot and stab wounds, large cut marks, and puddles of blood. However, it is believed that Midnight Shadowtail is responsible for this bomb attack, but it is not yet to be confirmed if the rumors about his comeback is true or not. In the meantime, all residents should evacuate the city of Las Vegas as the entire city has been completely set on fire and destroyed. More information will follow later on.
Here is the forecast for the following area in Utah: Salt Lake Valley. Today, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Tonight, clear. Lows in the mid-60s. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the upper 80s. Sunday night, clear. Lows around 60. Civil danger for Salt Lake City. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Salt Lake City Police Department and the Salt Lake City Emergency Management. This is an extreme danger alert issued for the entirety of Salt Lake City. An explosion was reported from an unknown type of bomb in the Salt Lake City area, along with many fires spreading around in a bright color of red, destroying a majority of Salt Lake City along with engulfing the entire city of Salt Lake City. Many deaths, injuries, and casualties have been reported as well. These fires are confirmed to disintegrate anything in its path if made contact with. In addition, there have been many disturbing reports of dead bodies with heads being completely decapitated, large stab and gunshot wounds, sliced up bodies, puddles of blood, and many police officers being killed as well. However, it is believed that Midnight Shadowtail has made a comeback, but it is not yet to be confirmed, as the rumors are still false at this time. For the time being, all residents in Salt Lake City are advised to evacuate immediately as the entire city has been engulfed into flames, and mostly destroyed. Stay tuned for any newer information via commercial radio. Civil danger for Salt Lake City. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Salt Lake City Police.
You will not escape. I told you this before. This world is mine now. You hear me?
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla. It's the best idea ever.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla was my idea. My idea. I invented that on a jet ski. Instead of doing donuts on the water like the other guys, I do triangles. Like Doritos, chips, and pizza. Then it hit me. Doritos and Papa John's. You're welcome, world. Another one.
The Doritos Cool Ranch Papadilla.
I did that. Yeah. Genius.
Junk Sleep has Mia traveling down the boulevard of boyfriends past.
What type of dog is that? He's also a doctor. Huh. What if Rebel Ted was the one?
Bad news, Mia. I was.
Good news? During Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale, get a king for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin and save up to $700.
And it comes with a solid.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States government, along with many government officials. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. As of 10:08 a.m., a national emergency is now being in effect. Within the past days, multiple cities across the United States have been destroyed either entirely or almost entirely due to many explosions occurring in cities, along with engulfing multiple of these mentioned cities with fires in the bright color of red. The impacted areas mentioned are as followed: Las Vegas, Nevada, Flagstaff, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and Salt Lake City, Utah. In addition, there has also been many reports as well as of an extremely dangerous individual that was last seen running around these cities mentioned. The individual is in fact Midnight Shadowtail. Midnight Shadowtail is reported to be the same suspect that was responsible for destroying a majority of the state of California as his only targeted state, along with murdering many people around the state of California since last year. Ever since then, Midnight Shadowtail has a high motivation to kill and cause extreme destruction to many areas in the state of California. My fellow Americans, the following description I'm about to give out right now is a new description of what Midnight Shadowtail looks like as of May 4th, 2024. Midnight Shadowtail is described as a male humanized fox, 17 years old, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 126 pounds, with black fur and red fur on the tip of his ears and his tail, along with red eyes. He also wears black and red boots and wears white gloves with red wrist cuffs. All residents around the United States, please memorize this information as this is important for your safety. As of now, all residents are advised to shelter in place immediately or evacuate any major city that you're in right now in case Midnight Shadowtail is starting to be considered a threat to your city. We, the United States government, will try our best to stop Midnight Shadowtail once and for all. It is unknown for what Midnight Shadowtail's next location could be at this time. Be sure to report any sighting of Midnight Shadowtail to your local authorities. This will now conclude my message. Thank you for listening, and may God bless America.
flying too high. Be sure to keep the
Civil authorities in your area have issued a local area emergency for Mesa, Colorado, effective until 12:56 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Grand Junction Police Department. An extremely intense and dangerous situation is occurring inside of the Mesa Mall at Patterson Road. At 11:23 a.m., sightings of Midnight Shadowtail have been reported by police, and Midnight Shadowtail has fired shots inside of the mall, with many reports of deaths and injuries, as well as causing intense damage inside of the mall. In addition, Midnight Shadowtail has planted a more destructive firebomb somewhere inside of the mall, and is threatening to detonate it if his demands are not met. There has also been a report stating that if this bomb is ever detonated, it will destroy the whole of Grand Junction, never to be seen again. Midnight Shadowtail is described as a male human fox, 17 years old, 142 pounds, with black fur, red-tipped ears, red-tipped tail, red hair, red stripes on his lower arms and legs, white belly, along with red eyes. He was last seen wearing dark gray and red boots along with white gloves, red wrist cuffs, and a red bandana. This human fox is extremely armed and dangerous, and has a high motivation to kill. If you see him, do not approach him. As of now, the Mesa Mall is being closed off to the public until further notice. No one is allowed inside the area except for police and emergency management. If you are caught inside the area, you will receive many warning, and not complying will result in certain arrest and charges of misdemeanor. Repeating, stay away from the area. Remain tuned into local media outlets for more information.
in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your
Civil authorities in your area have issued a civil emergency message for San Bernardino, California, effective until 1:52 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Bernardino Police Department. An extremely dangerous and intense situation is currently taking place inside of the San Bernardino International Airport. At 12:40 p.m., Midnight Shadowtail, the armed individual has entered the airport, and has begun to open fire and kill innocent civilians using a shotgun and a semi-automatic rifle, and a large sword, and is currently roaming around the airport and holding everyone else hostage in the airport. The demands met of this hostage is currently unknown at this time. It has been confirmed that Midnight Shadowtail is in fact the same suspect that abducted multiple children and bombing multiple cities around the United States. The police have currently arrived at the scene, and are currently trying to stop Midnight Shadowtail in this situation right now. He is also threatening to destroy the entire city of San Bernardino with an earthquake power if the police don't leave the airport within the next 25 minutes. At this time, the San Bernardino International Airport is being evacuated. All scheduled flights have been postponed until further notice. The San Bernardino International Airport will also be closed off until further notice. No one is allowed near this area, except for police and emergency services. If you are caught entering or going near this area, you will receive multiple warnings, and failing to comply will most certainly lead to charges of misdemeanor and possible jail time up to 1 year. As of now, all residents within a 3-mile radius of the San Bernardino International Airport are advised to stay away from the area and remain indoors with all windows and doors locked. In addition, it is also believed that Midnight Shadowtail travels on foot at very high speed, and gets to any location within minutes. Stay tuned for more information on this very dangerous situation.
Earthquake emergency. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States Geological Survey, in conjunction with the San Bernardino Police Department and the San Bernardino Emergency Management. At 12:53 p.m., a 8.7 earthquake was registered on the Richter scale and has struck the city of San Bernardino, causing extensive damage throughout the city of San Bernardino and surrounding areas. In addition, it is believed that Midnight Shadowtail now has the ability to create large earthquakes and seismic activity by slamming the ground and causing extreme damage with this. All residents are advised to drop and cover your head with your hand and by going under any pieces of sturdy furniture, as aftershocks may occur. Stay in your shelter until the all-clear message has been given. Stay tuned to local media outlets for any information, especially the sightings of Midnight Shadowtail. Immediate evacuation for the entirety of San Bernardino. The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Bernardino Emergency Management Agency. A mandatory evacuation order is now being issued for those in the San Bernardino area. As of 12:54 p.m., a firebomb was detonated in the middle of San Bernardino and has instantly exploded from the earthquake that just happened right now. The entire city of San Bernardino has been destroyed and engulfed with fires in the bright color of red from the bomb that was planted by Midnight Shadowtail. All residents in the San Bernardino area must now follow their evacuation protocols. In addition to this situation, many disturbing reports have come in that Midnight Shadowtail was spotted violently attacking and killing any person that they see, with sightings of dead bodies with multiple gunshots and stab wounds, bodies completely torn apart, and heads being completely decapitated. It has also been confirmed that Midnight Shadowtail now in fact has the ability to create massive earthquakes that can cause major destruction to any area he goes to. Midnight Shadowtail is described as a male humanized fox, 17 years old, 5 feet and 8 inches tall, 126 pounds, with black fur and red fur tips on his ears and tail, red dyed hair, and red eyes, along with wearing red and black boots, white gloves with red wrist cuffs, and a red bandana. Before you evacuate, ensure that you have the following necessities, such as non-perishable food and water, a first aid kit, a flashlight, toiletries, and a battery-powered radio. Do not panic, as panicking will only make the situation worse. Emergency management will show you the safest evacuation routes to get out of the city as quickly as possible. Repeating, this is a mandatory evacuation for the entirety of San Bernardino. Do not delay, evacuate now. Immediate evacuation for the entirety of San Bernardino. The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Bernardino Emergency Management Agency. A mandatory evacuation order is now being issued for those in the...
It's really on now. What have I told you? 1 year, and I'd come back for more. Well, guess what? Today is 1 year later. So, get ready, fellow humans. You will not survive whatever I will do. This is my world now. Have fun trying to survive my wrath.
The current time is 1:14 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here's the 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time observations for the greater San Diego area. The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Diego Emergency Management and the San Diego Police Department. At the time of this broadcast, many reports of people being violently murdered, along with homes being broken into and car accidents have been confirmed by police. As of 1:15 p.m., the public reported many dead bodies with heads being decapitated, large gunshot and stab wounds, and mangled bodies, as well as homes being broken into and being completely destroyed. In addition, many sightings of red blur trails were confirmed by the public, and it has been confirmed that Midnight Shadowtail has came back to get revenge on everybody else in the state of California along by destroying everything and killing everybody in his path. As of now, all residents are advised to shelter in place in your homes, and lock all your windows and doors, and remain alert for any sightings of Midnight Shadowtail. If Midnight Shadowtail breaks into your home, use any arm protection by any means, including lethal force. However, it may be difficult as Midnight Shadowtail has the ability to run on foot at extremely high speed and get to any location with no problem. Report any sightings of Midnight Shadowtail to the San Diego Police Department. Stay tuned for more information as the situation develops. The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Diego Emergency Management and the San Diego Police Department. At the time of this broadcast,
evacuation for the entirety of San Diego. The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Diego Emergency Management Agency. This is a level 3 mandatory evacuation for all of San Diego. As of 1:40 p.m., a firebomb has been detonated in downtown San Diego and is expected to explode in the next 10 minutes. When this bomb explodes, it will engulf the entire city of San Diego with fires in the bright color of red, along with destroying the entirety of San Diego and surrounding areas. All residents in San Diego must now follow their evacuation protocols. In addition to this situation, reports have also come in that midnight Shadowtail has generated an 8.5 magnitude earthquake in the middle of San Diego, and has destroyed a portion of downtown San Diego. Midnight Shadowtail is described as a male humanized fox, 17 years old, 5 feet and 9 inches tall, 126 pounds, with black fur and red fur tips on his ears and tail, red-dyed hair, and red eyes, along with wearing red and black boots, white gloves with red wrist cuffs, and a red bandana. Before you evacuate, ensure that you have the following necessities, such as non-perishable food and water, a first aid kit, a flashlight, toiletries, and a battery-powered radio. Do not panic, as panicking will only make the situation worse. Emergency management will show you the safest and the fastest evacuation routes to get out of the city of San Diego as quickly as possible. Repeating a level 3 mandatory evacuation for the entirety of San Diego. Do not delay, evacuate now.
So, this is the Shadowtail nuclear power plant, huh? Well, I have something to do with it. The control room. Perfect. How about we give this a good old hijack, huh? Tough luck, California.
The civil authority has issued a nuclear power plant warning for the following counties or areas. San Diego, California, at 1:56 p.m. on May 4th, 2024. Effective until 3:21 p.m. Message from IPOSCAP. This is a nuclear power plant emergency for those within a 13-mile radius of the San Onofre nuclear power plant in southwestern Pendleton, California. It has been reported that all reactors have been hijacked, causing an extreme meltdown, along with causing all reactors to overheat. This has also caused a major threat to the warned area. As a result, an evacuation order is being put into effect for those in a 13-mile radius of the San Onofre nuclear power plant. If you do not evacuate, you are putting your life at extreme risk. In addition to this situation, it has been confirmed that Midnight Shadowtail has hijacked the San Onofre nuclear power plant, causing an extreme meltdown to all reactors in the power plant. Before you evacuate, ensure that you have the following necessities. such as non-perishable food and water, medical supplies, a first aid kit, and a battery-powered and hand-crank radio. Do not delay, evacuate now. Midnight Shadowtail has caused the San Onofre nuclear power plant to be at extreme meltdown.
An administrative message from the Irvine Police Department. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Irvine Police Department. Midnight Shadowtail has left the warned area, and no longer poses any threat to the warned areas. All residents are advised to exit their shelters at this time. Repeating, Midnight Shadowtail has left the warned areas, and no longer poses a threat to the warned area.
Breaking news, we just got word from the California State Police that Midnight Shadowtail has left the state of California after causing major destruction to many cities across the state. So far, the police have tried to stop him, but have failed miserably. The destruction of the San Onofre nuclear power plant is followed by this situation as well, as the surrounding areas near the San Onofre nuclear power plant has been left with fallout, and most likely will not be habitable for years. It is also unknown to where Midnight Shadowtail's next location could be, and even though he no longer poses a threat to the state, he is most likely to pose a threat to other states across the country. However, other people across the country are still on the lookout for Midnight Shadowtail, and government officials are still trying to stop Midnight Shadowtail once and for all. This is CNN News. We will now return after this commercial break.
When you order a Big Mac in the McDonald's app today, you'll earn points you can redeem for a free Big Mac in your future. Future you says, thanks. Earn free food with the app.
This delectable ramen noodle recipe will put an end to your drive-through dinner rituals. Throw that powder and that tasty combo of delightful carrots and a rich touch of bok choy. Norte's got
Civil danger for the city of Lincoln, Nebraska. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Lincoln County Emergency Management and the Lincoln Police Department. This is an extreme danger alert for those within those near the Memorial Stadium located on North 10th Street. At 3:25 p.m., a technological firebomb was detonated inside of the Memorial Stadium, and has caused a major fire in the bright color of red inside the entire stadium, along with destroying a majority of the Memorial Stadium. In addition, many disturbing reports have come in that these fires have the ability to disintegrate anything in its path. Almost the entirety of the Memorial Stadium has disappeared from these fires. In addition, many disturbing reports of dead bodies inside the stadium with heads being decapitated, large gunshot and stab wounds, and mangled bodies. As a result, all residents are advised to either shelter in place, or evacuate to another safer area. These fires are expected to spread across the city of Lincoln, Nebraska within the next couple of minutes. In addition to this situation, it has been confirmed that Midnight Shadowtail was the one responsible for the mass murder inside the Memorial Stadium, along with planting the technological firebomb inside the stadium. Midnight Shadowtail is described as a male humanized fox, 17 years old, 126 pounds, 5 feet 9 inches tall, with black fur, white belly, and red fur tips on his ears and tail, red dyed hair, and red eyes, along with wearing red and black boots, white gloves with red wrist cuffs, and a red bandana. It has been confirmed as well that Midnight Shadowtail now has the ability to run at extremely high speed, and get to any location with no problem. Stay away from Midnight Shadowtail, as he is considered to be extremely armed and dangerous. Stay tuned for any more information on this intense situation.
He is a finale singer. Out of 5 people, I only get to pick 2?
If you don't put...
An urgent statewide civil emergency message for the state of Nebraska. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Governor's Office of the State of Nebraska. At this time, multiple reports are coming in that Midnight Shadowtail now has the ability to teleport, and get to any location with no problem. In addition, Midnight Shadowtail has teleported to many major cities in the state, and planting technological bombs in these major cities, causing major fires to appear, and destroy the entirety of these cities. It has also been reported that Midnight Shadowtail also has the ability to generate massive earthquakes to any city he goes to. These earthquakes are also capable of destroying major cities in the state of Nebraska. Over the past 30 minutes, millions of people were either violently injured, or killed by Midnight Shadowtail. Midnight Shadowtail is described as a male humanized fox, 17 years old, 126 pounds, 5 feet and 9 inches tall, with black fur, red fur tips on his ears and tail, red dyed hair, and red eyes, along with wearing red and black boots, white gloves with red wrist cuffs, and a red bandana. As a result, all residents in the state of Nebraska are advised to evacuate any major city that you are in to prevent Midnight Shadowtail from killing you. If you are not able to evacuate, then shelter in place in a sturdy underground shelter. More information will follow as it becomes available.
You are listening to KWO35 in New York City. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service Forecast Office located on the grounds of Brookhaven National Laboratory in Upton, New York. Station KWO35 broadcasts on a frequency of 162.55 MHz. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City Police Department. An extremely dangerous and intense situation is occurring on the streets of New York City. At 4:16 p.m., Midnight Shadowtail was seen violently murdering and opening fire on innocent civilians near the Times Square area and throwing explosives at buildings and cars, causing major destruction to the area. Millions of injuries and deaths have been reported as well. In addition, Midnight Shadowtail has planted a technological firebomb somewhere in the Times Square area and is threatening to detonate it if his demands are not met. Midnight Shadowtail is described as a male humanized fox, 17 years old, 5 feet and 9 inches tall, black fur, a white furry belly, red fur tips on his ears and tail, along with wearing red and black boots, white gloves with red wrist cuffs, and a red bandana. Do not approach Midnight Shadowtail for any reason, as he is considered to be armed and dangerous, and has a high motivation to kill anyone that he sees trying to interfere with him. All residents are advised to hide inside a building and stay out of his sight. If you are in his vision, you will most likely be murdered without any way to escape. Stay tuned for more information via radio and media outlets on this intense situation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City Police Department. An extremely dangerous and intense situation is occurring on the without any way to escape. Stay tuned for more information via radio and media outlets on this. Immediate evacuation for all of New York City, including the Manhattan area. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City Emergency Management Agency. This is a Level 3 mandatory evacuation for all of New York City, including the Manhattan area. As of 4:21 p.m., Midnight Shadowtail has now detonated the technological bomb and is expected to explode within the next 10 minutes. When this bomb explodes, it will destroy the entirety of New York City in the Manhattan area, along with engulfing the entire city with fires in the bright color of red, with the ability to disintegrate anything that it makes contact with. All residents in the warned area should evacuate now. In addition, it has also been reported by the United States Geological Survey that Midnight Shadowtail has caused a 8.8 earthquake, which has also caused major destruction to the warned areas. Before you evacuate, ensure that you have the following necessities, such as non-perishable food and water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, and a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. Evacuate in a calm and orderly way. Do not panic, as panicking will only make the situation worse. If you choose to not evacuate, you are at extreme risk of death. Repeating, a Level 3 mandatory evacuation is in effect for all of New York City, including the Manhattan area. Do not delay, evacuate now. Immediate evacuation for all of New York City, including the Manhattan area. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City Emergency Management Agency. This is a Level 3
Breaking news, we just got word from the governor of New York City that the entire city has been completely engulfed in flames, and has been completely destroyed from the bomb that was detonated by Midnight Shadowtail about a few minutes ago. All of New York City and the Manhattan is now known to be a wasteland with nothing left. In addition, we are also getting word from other states saying that other major cities across the US has also been destroyed as well. And now getting word from our NDEC for a national emergency. Please stand by as we relay a national information center.
National Information Center. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. At this time, a national emergency is being sent out due to Midnight Shadowtail's series of dangerous events that he has caused to many major cities within the past 2 days. Many cities across the country have been completely destroyed, and have disappeared without a trace. Unfortunately, due to Midnight Shadowtail getting more and more powerful, all attempts to stop Midnight Shadowtail have failed miserably. In the next few hours, the United States might fall to the hands of Midnight Shadowtail. At this time, all residents are advised to shelter in place and to remain aware of the sightings of Midnight Shadowtail. This now concludes this message. God bless the United States of America.
Know what? I'm getting a little bored of this bombing and violent killing and everything. So, why don't I try something else?
Freeze. Put your hands behind your back now, and drop your weapons.
Oh, drop my weapons, huh? Well, I'd love to, but you already know that it's too late to stop me now.
We're not going to ask again. Either put your hands behind your back, or we'll open fire right now.
Besides, I don't really want to fight you guys anyway. So now, you should stay out of my way. But if you want to open fire, go on, give it your best shot. Did you obviously think that would do anything?
We were hoping it would.
Exactly. This is why you don't ever try to underestimate the power of the almighty Midnight Shadowtail. Anyways, do me a favor and say hello to the devil for me, will ya? Now that that's out of the way, why don't we spice things up a little, huh? Oh yes, the moon! What a good way to get started on building my nation. Tough luck, humanity. It's time for your final days on Earth. Ha 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 ha.
Stand by. A message from the United States President will be relayed shortly. The following message has been given authorization to request of myself, the presidential representative of the United States. This is not a test. I say again, this is not a test. I'm very sorry to say this to you all, but a global emergency is now in effect. At midnight tonight, we have unfortunately gotten word from Midnight Shadowtail that he has unfortunately beaten us to his game. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, along with other space agencies and the United States government, has just reported the moon turning into a bright red color, with the sky being color corrected to that color. At the same time, he has been summoning multiple entities that resemble blood fox-like creatures. These creatures have already started to impact not only the United States, but the rest of the world. There has also been a disturbing report stating that he has started to, in fact, build his own nation by destroying the entire planet. My fellow Americans, I'm sorry I have to say this, but the only way to stay alive is to comply with Midnight Shadowtail's orders. If you do not wish to comply, then gather all your family and friends together and prepare for your final hours of life on Earth. Our nation has unfortunately come to an end. There is now nothing else we can do to stop Midnight Shadowtail, as everything we have tried has unfortunately failed miserably. As I sign off for the final time, and I wish I never had to say this, but the President of the United States has unfortunately chosen to comply with Midnight Shadowtail's orders as his only way of staying alive. All broadcasts will now be terminated for the final time, with one more playing of our national anthem. May God bless the world and the United States of America.
Hello there, my fellow humans. It is I, the one and only, the almighty Midnight Shadowtail. As you all already know, I have now ended this bloody planet, and all the nations across the world, including this country, have fallen, and I have already started to rebuild this planet into my own nation. Not only does this mean that the world is all mine now, but this is also a victory for me. Everyone will now have such a great time in this new bloody world that I will have. If you have survived this far, guess what, humans? You have two options.
Do you want to partake in my new nation and let me spare your life forever? Or should you refuse to partake and make tonight your final day on this bloody planet? Now's the time to hurry and make your decisions now, y'all, as everything that you foolish humans have tried to stop me with have failed. I have made this the last piece of world history to ever be made forever. It's about time that I have made this planet into a brand new hellish and demonic planet. Anyways, time to shut off all TV and radio stations. Have fun with no communication forever, losers.